Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. Somebody's asked me like 3 questions. I'm going to try to cover them all. They're having trouble. The first thing, they're having trouble selecting all the letters. But if you come off your graphic and encompass all the letters, then all the letters are selected. And that's one of his other problems right there with the fill. So we're going to go over them all. And just while we're talking about it, the yellow is CMYK, and I'm thinking he wants some RGB. So I don't know if this is 100% true, but I open your file, and your file is CMYK. So you need to, first of all, you need to go to Windows, Color Palettes, and take away Default Palette. See, it took it away. Go up to Windows, Color Palettes, and Palettes, and check RGB. Now you have an RGB color palette. And I think that's going to solve one of his problems, because now our color palette is RGB. Now, in looking at this logo, if we take away the H and delete it, there's a blue background. Now, I don't know if that really matters, but what we're going to do, we're going to click on our image, and it's a little less than 6 inches tall, so I'm going to set my nudge factor on 6. I'm going to move the yellow letter out of the way, and I'm going to grab the blue, and you can see it grab the whole thing, and I'm going to get rid of that. So now the blue background is gone. Now I can actually take that letter back, and I just realized that there's a black background around that item. So let's, you know what, let's change our nudge factor like to 2 and just remember the 6. And the background is there. And the background, we can go and, well, let's just do it with the eyedropper tool, hopefully. Let's grab the eyedropper tool, and it's black, and that's a CMYK. So he's also having trouble filling in the letters. So what we're going to do, we're going to take all the letters and move them up. I got the inside. I'm just nudging up. So you want every little piece. Let me zoom in here. So what we're doing, we're creating a hole. And if you smart fill this, you're going to have to smart fill, which isn't a bad thing. See, that's CMYK there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come off the box. And as long as I don't select everything, matter of fact, I'm going to put that up there twice. And I'm just going to take the letters and go, now that I'm just going, well, I got the black part. So let me back up and let me grab, you know what? Since we did this 6, let's just do this 2 more times. And that'll put them in order. So now I'm going to just nudge these up. Well, I'm just going to have to nudge them up 3 times instead of changing my nudge factor. I got the inside. Let me zoom in here. Because when you see that and you get the 4 nodes, and I think I'm just nudging up twice, but I can nudge them up all again. And so you could do this without doing what I'm doing. And whenever you can't click on something, click off of it. So I'm nudging twice. But the reason I'm getting rid of all this is I'm going to fill in the entire thing in that brown. So I need to take these and nudge them up. Well, easier said than done. What I can do is nudge, I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm going to take his brown and nudge him. So I'm just taking all this and nudging it out. And then I can take take these letters and nudge them up and nudge this up. And now I'm going to nudge this back. Pretty cool graphic. It's got there's a lot of detail in there. Now what I'm going to do is take this brown and I'm going to left click, right click. And what that did, that gave me the outlines. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going to delete, maybe shouldn't, but I'm going to delete these inner parts. All right, so now what we want to do, we can take this section and take all this, that part. I don't think we're going to need that outline, so I'm going to try to grab that outline and delete it, but it's connected. So I'm going to go to Object and break the curve apart, and then I get rid of that line. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if this is what color this brown is. See, it's an RGB. So I'm going to smart fill this with that same color. So I'm going to go to the smart fill tool and I'm going to get my eyedropper and I'm going to get that brown and then I'm going to fill this in with brown. Let me check that gold while we're here. So it's easier to use the other eyedropper. So see, that's CMYK. So he actually did send me the RGB yellow. So now I'm going to take the smart fill tool, get my eyedropper, and I'm going to get this yellow. Well, I tell you what, I should have gotten rid of that line. I'm going to see if I can't just delete that. Yep. Now I'm going to get my eyedropper. It should still be on the same color, and I can fill that in. So now what we need to do is change all this to, let's get the eyedropper tool. See, these are all CMYKs. We could actually use a find and replace, but I'm going to try not to. So let's do the owl first. And let's do the color eyedropper tool and see a CMYK. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this owl and I'm going to left click, right click. That gave us this outline. Well, what I need to do is before I do that is make a copy of it and nudge it over so I can see that what's yellow. Now I'm going to grab all this one and I'm going to left click, right click. And I'm going to take, we're still set on that same color. Let's do black first just so while we got that color, let's go ahead and fill in. No, that's black. Fill in all the parts that are yellow. That's going to be black. These are going to be yellow. See, that's why I needed that example over there. So this probably isn't going to help too many people unless you learn a few tools. Now we'll get a black. Let's see what this edge is. It's RGB, so we're good. And so we're going to go and we're just going to grab an RGB black. That happens a little bit and you have to go down to RGB. Now you got an RGB black and we're going to fill that in with black. The outline is not really needed, but they are the same color, so it won't really matter. And whatever the last color you have selected will be your color. So there you have an RGB. And I'm going to go ahead and group this together, Control G, and then I'm going to move it back. Whoop. And see, by doing that, now I don't have to fill in the inside. So realistically, probably the easiest thing to do would be to now make this no fill, and it's already got an outline, and let's move it down. We're going to have to go up to Object, Order, Front of Page, and now we're going to get that yellow. We've already got the black outline, and we're going to take a sample, and we can use the sample from right here, which is that RGB, and then we're just going to fill in these letters. So a couple of things were the blue background is gone. That was kind of causing us problem. We could make that color and put it in our color box, but you might not ever use that color again. And then that way we could just select all the letters and fill them in. Just a few more letters and we're through. So I did some extra work, probably they didn't have to, by taking away the color from the original. We could have just used these letters. So now you have a vector RGB correct color, and they're all the RGBs. Anyway, I hope that helped them a little bit. Thank you for watching.